To start tax season, tax refunds are noticeably smaller than a year ago. Why is that? What should you do about it? That and more coming up. My name is Mike Bernard. I'm the host of the Wise Money Show. I'm also one of the certified financial planners right here at Korhorn Financial Group. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and smash that thumbs up button. All right, this is about a week ago, but I've seen a couple of these headlines, a couple of the data, really each week from the start of tax season, and they're showing the same thing. Take a look. That's right, tax refunds. Thus far, tax refunds are considerably smaller than where they were a year before, the year before. And what's interesting is the first couple of weeks that data was coming out, tax refunds were 20-some% lower than the years before. What this is showing now is a 13% decrease. The average tax refund around $1,700 compared to just about $2,000 a year ago. Now you might be thinking, well, oh yeah, we're still coming off of COVID and all the stimulus packages, and they were throwing child tax credit money and other tax credits. No, that stuff burned off a couple of years ago. Last year compared to this year, actually things are pretty close to being the same. So what's this trend? This is kind of alarming. Is that, is there a logical explanation? Well, I think so, and I wouldn't have you be concerned. The only significant change that we're still waiting on as of the time that I'm recording this, and by the time it airs, by the time you listen, we might have a resolution on this, but the only big change that we're waiting on, and we're still waiting, is whether they're going to increase the refundable portion of the child tax credit. Therefore, if you're in a situation where you have enough tax credits, child tax credits, to reduce all of the tax that you would otherwise pay, it's possible you haven't filed your return yet. You're waiting on this ruling so that you wouldn't have to file and then amend and create a big mess for yourself. Therefore, it's very possible people with a lot of kids or people that are expecting a child tax credit might be holding off on filing their tax return, whereas a year ago, they didn't wait. In fact, that's what I would tell you. If you know you're getting a refund, why wait? The government has your money. Go fill out a tax return, go get it back so you can earn interest or you can put it to use in your financial life. And therefore, if you know you're getting a refund, especially if you've got several kids or a handful of kids and you're getting big child tax credits, go ahead and file and get that refund. Well, I think because of this uncertainty, more people in that situation are waiting to file, and therefore, just comparing apples to apples, this time period compared to the same time period a year ago, refunds are down. Here's how that works right now. If you have a child under the age of 17 and your income is below certain thresholds, okay? So the income thresholds are $200,000 if you're single, $400,000 or less in income if you're married filing jointly, and you have a child under the age of 17. Why does it change at 17? What's important about that? No idea. No stinking idea. 18 is a logical age. For whatever reason, child tax credit, it's at age 17. So right now, then that tax credit, if you have a child under the age of 17, your income's below that limit, then you get a $2,000 tax credit. That's right. You take all of your income, subtract out your deductions, calculate your tax, and then instead of paying that tax, comparing it to your withholdings, a credit is a dollar for dollar reduction of the tax that you owe. So $2,000 per each child would come off of that tax that you owe. Fantastic. That's an enormous benefit. Well, what if you've got enough kids where this $2,000 per child ends up erasing all of the tax that you would owe? Or your income's low enough that even if you've only got 2 kids or whatever, it erases all the taxes that you owe. Well, do you get that $2,000 back in your pocket, even if you don't have the tax to offset it? The question here is the child tax credit refundable? Meaning, if it erases all of your tax, do you still get the child tax credit in your pocket? Well, a portion of it is. Right now, $1,600 of the $2,000 is refundable. Okay, there's a bill right now that's gone through the House, I believe, as of right now, waiting on the Senate, where it would move that $1,600 to $1,800 for 2023, then $1,900 for 2024, and then fully refundable in 2025, meaning whether you had enough tax or not, it was going to be $2,000 back in your pocket on your taxes if it were passed. Therefore, if you've got a lot of kids and you're waiting on this big tax benefit, you may be waiting to file your taxes. So I think logical explanation to why the data is showing that refunds are smaller, and you can actually get a little bit deeper and get a better clue because you can see a lot fewer people have actually filed their returns this year compared to previous years as well. And again, this is the only big change. I think it's because of this. If you have filed your return and you got a smaller refund than the year before, then what I'm going to encourage you to do is ongoing tax planning work. That's what I would encourage everyone to do. There's 6 areas to your financial life, yours and mine and Warren Buffett's and everyone's. 6 areas to our financial lives. One of those areas is tax planning, not tax preparation. Tax preparation is looking backwards at last year, getting the right number in the right box. Tax planning, though, is looking and saying, well, how can I avoid surprises and capture opportunities? Identify and capture opportunities. Opportunities to do what? Reduce your tax bill, sometimes this year, but always over your entire life. So paying the least amount of tax over your entire life, if not multiple lifetimes. And being aware, planning for child tax credits, that's absolutely part of this ongoing tax planning work. Should you be contributing pre-tax or Roth? Should you be, doing what you can to get the maximum retirement savers tax credit? Should you be doing a Roth conversion? What should you do with harvesting capital losses or capital gains? Those sorts of things. All of those questions and many others are analyzed when you're doing ongoing tax planning work. The same issue that we're talking about with these child tax credits, that also needs to be on your radar screen. As soon as your child is turning 17, you've got to know that this $2,000 tax credit and tax benefit is going away, as well as know, well, is any of it going to be refundable in your situation? Does that even apply to you? I do think a lot of people are waiting to file their return just because they heard there might be some changes with the child tax credit, but not aware of how the changes would actually impact them, and actually are waiting to file a return even though they don't need to because that change wouldn't impact them in the first place. Avoiding tax surprises and then identifying and capturing opportunities for you to pay the least amount of tax over your lifetime. Work with your CFP on that. If you don't have a CFP on your team, and contact one on my team. Find us online, Korhorn.com. That's Korhorn with K, wisemoneyshow.com. You can find us there as well, or give us a call, 574-247-5898. All right, there you have it. Go out and take your next wise step in your financial life.